I'm going to kill her. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to kill her. And I'm going to send you to camp to do my work. And while you at work, she going to die. And I'm telling you in advance because I reveal my secrets. Me that created everything, the heaven and the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, things that you can't find, things that man don't know about. I tell you my secrets. That's what the Lord does with the prophets. But you won't have time to cry for her. I'm not going to give you time to cry for her. I'm going to send you to do my work. And when you get back, she'll be gone. Keep reading.
Verse 17, forbear to cry.
Forbear. Hold off crying. Now ain't the time. Keep going.
Make no mourning for the dead.
You're going to have to cry for her later. You don't have time to weep and be sad and sorry and blood pressure going up and think about all the memories. You won't have time to do that. I'm not giving you time to do that. Keep going.
Bind the tire of thine head upon thee.
The tire, talking about the mitri, because it looks like a tire. And the top of your head is exposed. Tie your mitri. Get ready to go forth and say my words. Keep going.
And put on thy shoes upon thy feet.
Put your boots on. Get ready. You going to battle. You going to camp. Keep going.
And cover not thy lips.
Don't cover your mouth. Don't cover up these words that I got you to say. Don't cover your mouth. Keep a straight face. Be stern. Be hardcore. Keep going.
And eat not the bread of men.
Don't eat the bread of men. Don't let men try to tell you, damn, man, maybe you should take a day off. You should just cool, man. It's rough, man. I know. You understand? Give me 18.
Verse 18. So I spake unto the people in the morning.
He said, I went up and I spoke to the people in the morning. That's what Ezekiel did. Keep going.
And at evening, at even, my wife died.
I went and did the work of the Lord. And while I was at the work of the Lord, by the time evening came, while I'm out speaking to the people, my rib died. Ezekiel's wife died. Keep going.
And I did in the morning as I was commanded.
And I did what? As I was what?
Commanded.
As I was commanded. You don't want to make yourself the bigger issue that's going to cause a man to not serve the Lord. You don't want to do that. The Lord rack up bodies. You don't want to be her. You understand? And this ain't necessarily something that she did. This was something that Ezekiel may have done. That she was held in too high of a regard. The Lord don't want no woman being worshipped. That does not mean a good woman does not get praised. That does not mean a righteous woman is not a model. That does not mean that the aged woman teach the younger woman and be recognized as such. There's a time and a place for every season under the earth. And when it is time to do the work of the Lord and go to serve him and fight and battle for this nation, a woman better be out of the goddamn way. With her attitude, whatever she wants to do, whatever plans she got, your plans are secondary. Damn your fun evening, damn your vacation, damn your trip to the movies, damn we never go out. You had better not in any way compromise this man's spirit from being girded up and ready to go forth and possibly die every time. The disciples went to camp with Christ all the time. One time, none of them came back. You understand? Now, just remember, before I poured this oil on y'all head, I told y'all don't take the oil. I told every one of you, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Your mama told you, Jenna Muhammad told you, told every one of you, don't do it. Y'all agreed to go ahead and do it. You in it now. It's too late. You in a cult. It's too late. All right? It's too late for me. It's too late for you. You know, getting out now. But that's a very good question. Give me this other one that Ezekiel got. Give me the one you found in the New Testament, Peter, with that father-in-law.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
You're not talking about let the dead bury the dead, because I don't think that's Peter.
That is
So I'm
dead,
not sure
buried,
which.
dead.
Dead bury the
Yeah,
dead?
that's it. Dead, buried, dead.
Come.
Whose father-in-law died?
It
Somebody got a
says,
fever.
this is,
He had a fever and he died.
maybe I'm not talking about the same scripture. So let me read what I got, Baba Bashar.
The dead bury the dead is the precept.
Okay, come.
Yeah.
So this is Matthew chapter 8, verse 21. And another of his disciples said unto him.
Right. Another of his disciples said unto him. That's okay. So it's not necessarily this one. He got 12. But what did he say?
Lord.
He told Christ, Salakia out of one. Go ahead.
Bury my father.
I gotta go bury it was his father. He said, let me go bury my father. My father just died. Keep going.
Verse 22. But
what Christ told
Yahanna said unto him.
This is what Christ said. I understand, brother. Go ahead, bury your dad. Don't worry about it, man. I'm sorry for your losses. Condolences, brother. These things happen. I understand, brother. I understand. Keep going.
Follow me.
He said, don't worry about that father. Dad gone. Get your stuff. Follow me. I ain't going to be here when you get back. Keep going.
And let the dead bury the dead.
Let your little brother and your sisters bury dad. We ain't got time for that. You're not available for everybody's funeral. I want you to hear what we put these brothers through in the I.S.U.P.K. before you get to running off at your mouth and causing problems and starting a goddamn fight while some brother's preparing to get his mind together to be hated and cussed out by a whole goddamn city, God knows where and God knows what might happen as we prepare to defend our lives and send up prayers to the Lord before speaking the word of the Lord in God knows where, everywhere across the planet. You better not be the most thing on his mind and whatever problems that you starting so he can't focus on the word of the Lord. You understand? What did Christ tell him?
Follow me.
He said, follow me. Dad gone. Keep going.
And let the dead bury the dead.
Every cousin, every mama, sister, ex-cousin, uncle, you ain't going to be there for everybody's funeral. Now, this may sound hard. It may sound insensitive, but the Lord is a man of war. And if we can ready to go to Afghanistan to fight the Taliban, every cousin that died, you can't go. Every friend and uncle that died, you can't go pay your condolences. You're going to have to hug somebody at the repast so that you are clean that night. You're not available. This work of the Lord is more important than dead cousin, dead uncle, mama's problems, the babysitter, the job, the slavery. It is more important than anyone and everything. Don't put yourself in that position to make someone else or something else the reason why you can't, don't, or won't do what the Lord called you to do when you come into this I.S.U.P.K. The Lord will take it, destroy it, hurt it, kill it, and or you. Don't do that to yourself and don't do that to them. You understand? Now, this might sound insensitive, but we ain't available to bury everybody. You're not going to see that. I can't spare these brothers. They're not spare brothers. Let Uncle Bobby do the burying. Let Mama Kissy, Niecy, sis, let them do the burying. Now, of course, this was an extreme scenario. You understand? But this is what Christ told him. The brothers in UPK, you get told, I understand that's your cousin. Go see Aunt so-and-so. Give her a hug. Go be there, but you're not going to be there at that cemetery. We don't have 7 days of you being unclean every time the Lord kills a sinner. Mama and daddy, for the most part, you are going to go and put mama and daddy in the ground. But every other cousin, friend, aunt, uncle, this, that, the dead going to have to bury the dead. You got a job to do for a living power to raise the nation up. Everybody can't do it. Everybody's not called to do it, but the ones that are, it needs be done. You understand? So just to get the proper mindset as to how this thing goes, this is not a, an emotional. We can laugh together. We can enjoy together. We can joke together. We can have a good time together. We can eat together. The scripture says, prefer ye one another in love. But the Lord is a man of war, and battle is not for the women. You understand? It's not, you can't come. You can't be a part of this. There's only so much of this man that you get for yourself. That's whether he has another wife or not. There's one wife that is more important than all of you. And that wife, we're going to get that scripture in just a moment. Give me the, Yagadah, find me the husband of one wife. Was there any more else that you got in that scripture, Matazah?
Sir, I will say, if I could, Luke.
Go ahead.
The same account in Luke, I don't know, to me, it hits a little harder, Baba Kushak.
Give me Luke. Give me Luke.
Luke chapter 10, verse 50, Salaki, Luke chapter 9, verse 59 says, and he said unto another, follow me.
He said unto, this is the same account. Keep going.
But he said, what? Lord.
Every time you hear that but, but means something. If, ands, or but, you understand, know something coming after that. Follow me. He said, but, what do you say after the but?
He said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Now, this is something that's important. Here's what's important, and this is a skill that will be cultivated in you as a trooper, as a young man, and Lord willing, as an officer, and to progress into your officership, doing more and more work and tasks with more responsibility, because the laborers are few and the job, the task is so great. You understand? The highest ranking man, he said unto the disciples, he is speaking to everybody. Don't you be the loudest voice in the room as the lowest ranking man, officer, young man, whatever. That shows a lack of discipline. Like to take over the room with your speech, with your voice, with your whatever. You want to have a mindset to be what the Bible calls circumspect. Like, how will my actions, how will what I say make me appear? That's a very important thing, and it's a skill to learn. This skill is a spiritual skill, and it's important so that you don't think that your voice and what you want and feel is the most important thing in the instance. Because brothers and sisters, unfortunately, do this with the police at traffic stops. And this ends up with them getting killed in many cases, when they could have just gotten a ticket and went to court and had it dismissed, which even if you fight the charge, you fight the bail, getting bond after you get out of jail, and you still have to appear before the court. Whether the ticket gets thrown out or not, you still have to pay the court fee. You understand? Right. You would rather not have to go through it, but there's a way to handle it. And an important thing about being in the truth is learning how to wield power. Being a child of slaves does not teach you how to be a powerful man. Marriage makes a man powerful. It's not to weaken a man under his women and children. It's to strengthen a man so that he can command more resources. That makes a man powerful. Christians don't understand that. You understand? They don't understand how it destabilizes society, doing things the opposite way, which was part of, hopefully I have enough time to go into it, but it's not looking like it. But that's important. So keep going what he said.
Verse 60, Yahushua said unto him.
Christ responded. Now, he could have came to the side and talked to Christ. The fact that Luke got this, we don't know what the other disciples said. We don't know what the other disciples said. But we know that this one disciple, and Luke spared him by not saying his name. You know, Cap said, General said, we got to do such and such and such. Yagadah said, that ain't gonna work. I got something to do. Don't be that brother. The things written aforetime were written for our learning. That's just an example. That's for Yagadah. But don't. All right, Aki, we get ready to roll out. Salaki, I think I'll stay a little bit. You know, I'm just gonna stay a little bit. Then now you put yourself in the line of fire. Now
Shalom. All right, Most High in Christ, let's go ahead and clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashua to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Lathan Ba'Shem Yahshua to all the sisters. I'm preaching officer of 5,000 Malak with the Wednesday night law class here in Kansas City. All right, let's get this down just a little bit. All right, there we go. Most High in Christ. All right, how everybody feeling out there tonight? How's everybody doing? We got a good class for you this evening. All right, you young brothers and sisters, make sure you're checking into class. If you want to earn that Hebrew name, make sure you're checking into class. All right. Shalom, brother. To the young man up in Iowa, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashua. What's going on, soldier? How you feeling, brother? Every young brother and sister, make sure you're checking into this sign-in link in class. All right. Anyone has any questions? Make sure you put them in the comment section. All right, we're going to deal with all the questions that you have. We're going to answer every question. I saw an interesting video this week that prompted me to do this class because I know in these last days, there is so much uncertainty. There's so much uncertainty about what's going on with our oppressor, what's going on in life, what's going on in the world. And this video prompted me to do this class because this is something that I know a lot of black so-called, unfortunately, a lot of so-called blacks and Latinos, they face or they think about. They think about really because of drugs. This topic of aliens, if it wasn't for drugs and getting high, you wouldn't think about aliens. But because we get high and because the internet is accessible to everybody, you think that there are aliens in space. Well, I got good news for you. I got good news and bad news for you. If you believe in aliens and you think there's aliens in space, I got good and bad news for you. First and foremost, the bad news is there are no such thing as aliens in space. All right, get that out of your head. The good news is there are angels of God in outer space. And these angels of the Lord who are black, who are beasts and who are animals, who we're going to go into tonight in the scriptures, right? In Daniel and Ezekiel, Revelation, right? These angels are here to do the Lord's will. And the Lord's will is to destroy your oppressors, destroy our oppressors. That is the Lord's will. And that is what they're going to do. These angels are supposed to put fear into the hearts of our enemies, into the hearts of Esau, the so-called white man, into the hearts of the Arabs, the Ishmaelites, into the hearts of the Africans, the hearts of all the evil in this place. But what they're supposed to do is comfort God's chosen people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and knowing that they are here to save us and deliver us in that day. That's what they're here for. You see tornadoes, when you see tornadoes and you see hurricanes and so-called natural disasters, those are angels of the Lord in the fourth dimension that are doing the will of God. They're here to punish the evil, the wicked, to destroy your oppressor, destroy God's enemies. There's no reason to be afraid. Why? Because if you obey the Lord and if we obey God, they're not here to destroy us. Everyone understand? And we're going to go into it tonight. I'm going to start off with this video, though, because I thought this video was entertaining, but also informative, because these three black men that I'm about to show you on this video were all three so-called Esau or the so-called white man special forces. There's not a lot of black men or Latino men, for that matter, that are in our oppressor special forces or special ops. But these three black men were, and they had this to say, and I'm going to show it to you right now. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on. Let's see. How are we looking? I don't like that one. That's better. All right, here we go. Let's look at this video.
Now, on the topic of aliens, what do you guys think about that? I know we were supposed to cover it last week, Nick. So we'll start with you. Do you guys think that's a thing, or is it fabricated in you guys' opinion? We'll start with you, Nick.
Jake's shaking his head. I'm gonna say yeah, bro. I think it's something. I don't think it's like the little green men. I don't think that. I think it's just something from a different dimension, bro. Like I don't know. I took DMT before and a bunch of mushrooms. Maybe I'm tripping still, bro, but I think it's just something from a different dimension.
Stop. That's the first problem. The drugs. Like I opened this class up and saying that is the biggest problem with the alien myth is that we get high. Our people and our oppressor gets high, which is why you think there are aliens in outer space. This cat said DMT, which is a hallucinogen. All right. It makes you high. It gets you, it makes you hallucinate like PCP or meth or weed. It gets you high. And the whole goal is so that you can escape reality, so that you are not fit to do this job. So you're not fit to save God's people. The Lord, he needs you in a sober mind. The Bible says, be you sober minded. The oppressor doesn't want us in a sober mind. So step one is to get you high, oppress you so much. Remember, these cats were in the oppressor special ops, special forces. One was a SEAL, a Navy SEAL. The other, the one who was just talking about DMT, was an Army Ranger, 75th Ranger Regiment. And the brother who was a Levite, the so-called Haitians on the bottom, he was in the Green Berets. All right. So these cats all know what they're talking about when it comes to special forces, when it comes to seeing classified information. They know what they're talking about. But this cat here, he said, Nick Irvin said he got high and he believes in aliens. So step one, stop getting high. All right. But listen to what they're saying.
That we don't know. They might be the ones that made us, bro. I don't know. You know, I believe in something. I believe something's out there. I don't think we're it.
Oh yeah, there's something else out there. For as big as the universe is, we can't be the only living beings. Yeah,
bro. Then you know we live in a glass bottle, bro. We live in a glass. We got the whole thing. The Earth's flat, bro. Come on. I'm playing about that, dude. I'm playing about that.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, that's like folks that's never been outside of the United States, right? They live in a bubble, right?
Yep.
You've never been out of this world. You tend to believe that nothing else exists. Jake, what are your thoughts?
Come on, man. You know, I live in the other dimension and shit. So I just tell everybody, man, like when you're in the SEAL teams, I don't know how it is in the Ranger Bat and the Green Berets, but we get pulled into a lot of spooky shit in the SEAL teams. And so I had two dudes that went to Nevada for something, and they came back and was like, you ain't gonna fucking believe this shit. There's a space academy. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, man. They like taking 16-year-olds from across the country and they disappear them, and then they're flying to Mars in 5 hours.
What?
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I saw it.
Brother, come on now. Shalom to the young man here in Kansas City. Shalom, brother. I.S.U.P.K. What's going on, mighty man? Brother, come on now. This cat, Jake Wig, who I like his page because it's very entertaining. He's a ex-Navy SEAL, Black Navy SEAL. This cat here said he knew guys that was guarding bases in Nevada where there are jets that can deliver you into, like, all of this so-called quote-unquote conspiracy theory is always a cop-out to reality. Now, these brothers aren't talking about the issues that plague the Black community. This brother at the bottom, whose show this is, to the far right on the bottom, that cat is a Haitian from Haiti whose family moved here because of the poverty in Haiti. He's not concerned about reality. They're having a conversation. This is a white man's conversation. And that's the first thought that came to my mind when I saw this video. I said, brother, we have come so far we have made it to the point where we can get high at the same capacity as white men, that we think we're free, to the point we have conversations that a while ago only white men had. Black men weren't having conversations about, are there aliens in outer space? Because you were so oppressed, because your uncle just got killed, because your father just got sent to prison. That's what we were focused on, reality at one time. The oppressor have oppressed us so much that we get so high and we join the oppressor special forces and special operations that we think we're equal to white people, so much so that we have conversations for white men. That's a free man's conversation. Aliens in space. These three brothers are having that conversation when every last one of them are Black men from the nation of Israel that their people are suffering, starving, and dying. And the conversation is, are aliens real? Are aliens real? That's the first thought that came to my mind, is these cats have black men have bought into the American dream. And we think we're equal to white people. So much so, brother, you're having a free man's conversation. A free man's conversation. Not dealing with the issues that plague your people. But let's keep going. I want you to hear what this cat Jake's Wig said.
I was like, fuck, okay. Not 2 weeks later, a motherfucker came in to training, because I was in training my first year at SEAL Team 8, and motherfucker had a Harry Potter cloak. You know the thing, the sheet you hold up and make you disappear?
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that.
Dog, that shit was crazy. I was like, God damn. And so then I went and talked to my dude. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I saw it. I was there. And then you're like, shit. And then as the more you do in the SEAL teams, the more you get exposed to some crazy ass, like, stealth, like submarine or stealth boat. And they're like, hey, we want you to check this shit out. Or a new like energy weapon. They're like, hey, can y'all check this shit out? You're like, they ain't telling us 1% of what's really going on.
Right.
So I mean, here's the deal with aliens, man. Like the whole reason they don't want to tell us about aliens is because it destroys religion. And without religion, there's no way to control the masses. So like, they don't want us to know the truth. Just like, dog, they don't want us to know that Egypt was in fucking Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Come on now. This is what I said, damn. This is one of those Joe Rogan moments. You understand? This is a Joe Rogan. I am a free man. I have time to concern myself with silly, fictitious, vain foolishness. Who in the hell? What is that? Egypt is a country in Africa that our people were enslaved in. But these brothers are so believing in the oppressor's philosophy and America's freedom that they think they're equal to white men so much they think they're free. And they don't even see the issues that plague their community. This is why the I.S.U.P.K is so necessary. Before I get into the topic of aliens and angels, this is why the I.S.U.P.K is so necessary, because it allows Black people to wake up. It allows you to face reality so that you don't have to get high to suppress reality. It allows you to take on the oppression face to face and fight it the way God wants you to fight it. When you go outside of the truth, when you're outside of the truth, when you're in the world, you have a mindset of either you're going to get high, you're going to be a Christian, you're going to do something that angers the Lord to face reality. Either that's running away from reality, either that's joining your oppressor and being in his military and being a SEAL or a Green Beret or an Army Ranger, or you become a Christian and you become so docile to your oppressor that you're just a slave all over again. Any way outside of the truth is wrong. That's why Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Anybody that comes to the Father has to go through me. That's why Christ said that, because you cannot deal with oppression. You cannot face this beast any other way but through in the truth, but through Christ. That's the only way. So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. Right? He's talking about Egypt and the Grand Canyon, all that garbage. This is what I'm going to fast forward to. All right. Let's see this here. This is number two.
But we're still flying around in a plane that was developed in 1903. Because I can live in Nebraska and work in
the military, right? Because we Atlantic.
No, because we have real fucking space weapons. We got real fucking spaceships. We got real shit that like everybody knows we have and they don't have. And so they're just like, yeah, you can't really fuck with them.
So these brothers believe aliens are real. Okay, no sweat. This is what this is what the Bible says. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's start here before we go to Daniel. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 1. You see, let me hit my brothers in special operations and special forces out to something. Right? There are no such thing as aliens. Right? There is no extraterrestrial science fiction little green men that exist. But here's the caveat to that. There are celestial bodies that do exist that the white man cannot defeat. You understand? Which is why he talked about space weapons. Notice whenever somebody, whether it's a white person or a black person that once fought in the oppressor's military, that have seen some of the classified weapons that America's military has, because they do have things that the population, general population, have never seen, right? That is true what he said. There are weapons, there are ICBM missiles on the moon. Now, these things are common knowledge now, but the Israelite School of UPK were breaking this down in the 60s, right? In the 60s. So yes, the oppressor does have weapons, but not to fight aliens, not to fight some science fiction creature that is extraterrestrial. They're there to fight the celestial bodies that the Lord created to defeat your oppressor, to defeat our oppressor. That is true. That is true. So there are no aliens, but there are angels of God. Now, as the same people that believe in aliens, do they believe in angels? And that's going to throw them for a loop. That's what you should do. Whenever somebody brings up aliens, you say, well, okay, if you believe that there are extraterrestrial bodies that are coming down to take over planet Earth, would you believe that there are black men that are celestial bodies that are coming? You see, this is something that always blew my mind with people that you will get into a battle with aliens. Now, you don't have to get into that battle. It's a foolish battle. But it is important to cut hypocrisy. And something you should see in people's argument is hypocrisy when they are not in the truth. You should absolutely ask somebody that believes in aliens, if they could believe in aliens, couldn't you believe that the angels of God are black? That there are angels of God that are black, that are coming back to destroy the white man? Ask somebody that believes in aliens and watch their head explode. You ask a white man that, they won't. As white people, is Jesus Christ black? They're going to go around everything to say, yes, he's a black man, just like you. Yes, he's a nigga like you. White people won't say that, but they will believe in aliens. You see, that's hypocrisy. You believe in something you have never seen. Meanwhile, Christ actually walked the earth, and it's been documented, and his race is documented in the Bible. And you still won't acknowledge that, but you'll acknowledge something that has been made up through science fiction movies. That is hypocrisy. And black people, Latinos, Native Indians, we cannot be hypocrites. You cannot tell me there are aliens, but you don't believe in a celestial body that is a black man, that are black men who's coming back to kill white people, who's coming back to destroy America. You cannot tell me that. Either you're not going to believe in aliens and you don't believe in angels, or you are going to believe in aliens and you are going to believe in what the I.S.U.P.K says. All right, let's read. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 6. Let's go up to verse 4 or verse 5. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. This is the prophet Ezekiel. Everybody understand? And the Lord, like he does to every prophet, most prophets, he gives them or allows them visions. And these visions are so helpful to the work of the Lord, so that our people don't go guessing, don't go wondering, are there aliens in space? The Lord gave us everything we needed to know. When you go out into the world and you start listening to so many doctrines of nuts. I see some cat on here commented about Malachi York, who was a rapist and a pedophile. And he said Malachi York taught about aliens. And Malachi York also was a pedophile. All right. Malachi York also was a rapist. He also was a faggot. That was Malachi York. So yeah, he taught about aliens. He also got everybody high to molest your sons and your daughters. Everyone understand? When you learn from nuts like that, it is so easy to get caught up in, well, I don't even know. It could be real. The Lord made sure you didn't go guessing. The Lord made sure he gave visions to his prophets so that you did know. You don't have to guess what race or what color Christ was. It's documented in the Bible. You don't have to guess, what do the angels look like? It's documented in the Bible. You don't have to guess, what does the Most High look like? What is his countenance? It's documented in the Bible. You don't have to guess, who are God's chosen people? It's in the Bible. You don't have to guess anything. It's all documented in the Bible, backed up by secular proof. Everything in the Bible. All right. So the Lord doesn't want his people to guess and wonder. He gave you understanding and knowledge and wisdom, and his prophets are the tool for that. He gave a vision to the prophet Ezekiel, gave him a vision of what the angels of God look like. Remember, the Bible says this: there are bodies terrestrial, which are earthly bodies like human beings. Then there are bodies celestial, which are not earthly bodies. That are the angels of God. Everyone understand? There aren't aliens, there aren't extraterrestrial beings, but there are celestial beings. There are bodies that aren't terra firma, that aren't earth, but that are in space, that are in the heavens, that can travel different dimensions. That's true. That's absolutely true. They're called angels of God. And this is their appearance. This is what they look like. So you don't have to guess, like Jake Zwig and Nick Irving. You don't have to guess. You can know. Here's what the Bible says. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. So here you go. Here's step 1. They had the likeness of a man, the body of a man, the silhouette of a man. All right. Verse 6. And every one had 4 faces. Right. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 6. And every one had 4 wings. Where is this? This is what I want to ask white people. Right. There is an image and plenty of images that what was his name? Michelangelo painted. Right. Michelangelo. He painted so many images of angels. Not one of them looked like the depiction from the Bible. This is what the images of Michelangelo look like. I'm going to share this screen. Give me 1 second. All right. Uh-oh, let me remove this one. All right. I'm going to share this screen. I want you to see. This is what the images that Michelangelo were painted. There are always some naked white men, naked white people. Right? Look at that. Can y'all see that? Let me go back to this. Can y'all see that? These are the images that Michelangelo and other white artists and painters painted the angels. Naked white men and naked white babies. Naked white men with 2 wings that look like men, but are clearly white men. That's not how the Bible describes angels. This isn't how the Bible describes angels. So where did he get this from? Where did Michelangelo get these? Where did he get the image in his mind? Or where did he get the understanding of what angels look like if he didn't get them from the Bible? The angels are mentioned in the Bible. So where did Michelangelo get that from? Not the Bible. That's called white supremacy, young man. That's called white supremacy. The same way he repainted Christ, the greatest man to ever live, as white. Where did he get that from? There's nowhere documented that Christ is, he's not from a region that people are white. Where did he get it from? White supremacy that have swept the planet Earth and makes black special forces believe that aliens exist and that America actually has a chance to defeat them. Now, aliens don't exist, brother, but the angels of God do. And they have the likeness of a man with 4 wings, not 2 wings. These angels that the Lord showed Ezekiel had 4 wings, had 4 faces, not 4 heads. 1 head with 4 faces, a face on either side. Keep going. And their feet were straight feet. And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. Brother, these are beasts. And that's what the Lord wants to denote here. He wants you to realize these aren't some Michelangelo painted soft looking white babies. That's not what these angels look like. The angels that the Lord created, the real angels of God, they are beast. They're scary. They're menacing. They're intimidating. You understand? That's what the Lord wants you to understand. That's why he's showing him the vision of the angels. They have 4 faces. These are creatures. Do you understand? These aren't, oh, man, I want an angel of God to visit me. No, you don't. You'll SHIT your pants out. Do you understand? This is not something that you want to see in person. These are beasts that destroy nations. Let's keep going on their physical appearance. Their feet were like the sole of a human's foot. I'm sorry, their feet were straight feet like a human's foot is straight. But it's the foot, the sole of a calf's foot. and they sparkle like the color of burnished brass. They are the opposite of white. You know who the angels of God look like? Their creator. The skin of burnished brass. That's how they sparkle. They sparkle brown, like me. My skin is brown. If you burn brown, it becomes dark brown, which is what the oppressor calls black. Like Christ, like the Most High. The angels of God are black. You see why race matters? Color matters. It matters who you are. It matters who your father is. It matters what race your daddy was. Why? Because that lets you know who you are. Well, it matters what race, or it matters the angels don't have a race, but it matters what the hell they look like, so that in 2026 you don't get beguiled in thinking that aliens are real. Angels of God are real. They exist, right? They exist. And this is what they look like. Burnished brass, polished skin, like me, brown skin, like Christ, like the Lord. The Bible says the Lord also has a woolly fro, like the tribe of Judah, like Negroes, right? Black people, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, and we Haitians have woolly hair. There's only one race of people who are famous for having woolly hair. It's Israelites. There's no other race of people who made the fro popular, because is only what? How many other people could grow a fro, right? Without altering their hair with chemicals. It's their natural hair state. There's not many, and we're famous for it. God has a fro. Christ has a fro. You understand? With brown skin. These aren't white people out. These aren't aliens with green and orange and red skin. These are black men who are beasts with 4 wings, 4 faces. They're scary as hell. They're intimidating as hell. Let's keep going. And their feet are like calves' feet. Their wings were joined. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides. And they 4 had their faces and their wings. 4 faces, 4 wings, 2 feet, 2 hands. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they want. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side, and they 4 had the face of an eagle on the back side. You have a man's face, ox's face, a lion's face, and an eagle's face. Brother, these are beasts for the Lord. These are beasts. These are intimidating creatures. These aren't, God, let me hugs and kisses. This is the whole thing with white people. Everything is so gay. Those angels, that the images that the white man Michelangelo painted the angels as, are so gay. They're all naked. This doesn't say the angels of God are naked. They have clothes on. They have straight feet. They look intimidating. Why is that important for you to understand? Because it's not welcoming. And the men of God are not welcoming. Angels of God are not welcoming. Neither was Christ, neither is the Lord. It's not a welcoming spirit, this spirit of angels. They're not welcoming God. They're intimidating. They're the opposite of everything in the Bible. Is the opposite of Christians. They're not suit and tie, shaven face having Negroes. These are intimidating, non-welcoming, austere creatures that are beasts, that are scary. All right, let's go over to Daniel. Right, it's important to teach your children that what the angels of God are and what they look like. All right, let's go over to Daniel. What is it? Daniel chapter 10. Yeah, this is Daniel chapter 10. I'm sorry, that's Christ's description. Daniel 10 is Christ's description. Let's go to Daniel. Is it 7? Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Yikes. All right, this is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 4 and verse 3. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. And I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. I'm going to skip down to verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And had, now that is about our oppressor. All right, verse 7, I'm saying. All right. Let me go down. Now, of course, Daniel chapter 7, once again, God is black. Shalom, sis, Yahweh, Shemala, Tabah, Shemal, Shah. When you go down from Daniel chapter 7, you read about the beasts that describe the nations. You're going to read about, behold, the thrones were cast down before the Ancient of Days. The Ancient of Days is the Lord. And those thrones represent the other nations. But remember, what we read in Ezekiel, now I'm going to go over to, we're still in Daniel. All right. Is it 1? I believe it is Daniel 10. Okay, let's go back over here. Here we go. It's about Christ. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on. The one I want is in Revelations. I'm sorry. Let me get Revelations. That's the beast. All right, and this beast that we're about to read in Revelation, this is actually talking about the beasts that are around the thrones of heaven. All right, so let's get that. This is Revelation chapter 4, verse 8. All right, here we go. This is Revelation chapter 4 and verse 8. Let's go up to verse 7. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf. And the third beast had a face as a man. And the 4th beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within. These beasts, brother, angels of the Lord created the most terrible powers that any man, any woman, any living thing has ever laid eyes on. All right, these are beast stock that the Lord want around his throne. You're going to read that. We're going to read down here in a second. You're going to see these beasts are around God's throne, and all they do all day is say, holy, 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 holy. That's it. That's all they say all day. Holy, 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 holy. And these are beasts, just like black and Latino men, like what? Pit bulls, Rottweilers. This is the countenance of God. Why is it so important to know the spirit that God has, to know the people that represent him? God chose a people, and there's only one people who love beasts around them. It ain't the Russians. It ain't the oppressor. It's not the Europeans. It's not the Arabs. I've been to other countries. There's only one people on the earth who like the most terrifying thing, well, not things, but the most terrifying beast around them. It's black men. It's Latino men. All right. We love a good pit bulls are banned everywhere else. Everywhere. A real pit bull is banned everywhere. All right. Pit bulls are nigger dogs. Do you understand? To my 30 years of living, I've never seen white people own pit bulls. Not the real thing. That is a nigger dog, a spick dog. Do you understand? Why do black men like those terrifying beasts? Why do black men like those spinning rims on the cars? Why do we like that? Why do blacks and Latinos like a spinning rim? The Bible says the Lord is sitting on a throne of fire with rims that are spinning, that are on fire. God is black, and that's the point. He's a black man. All right. We represent that same spirit we have. The Lord gave it to us. Those pit bulls and rots and bull terriers and those terrible beasts. This is what Revelation chapter 4 says. And round about the throne were 24 seats. I'm sorry. Let me go up. Or let me go down, actually. Verse 8. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within. They are covered in eyes. These angels that are around the throne of the Lord are covered in eyes, but they have faces, one like a man's face. These are, I mean, could you just, I don't even, it's hard to even imagine them because we haven't seen them or depictions of them. We've always seen Michelangelo's depiction of angels, which are welcoming. The beasts that God have created are not welcoming. They're terrifying, just like God is. They're terrifying, just like Christ was. Not arms out, welcome, extended to give everybody a hug and love. They are unwelcoming. Stay back, back up, back up. Take ground. That's the spirit of God, a man of war. That's how we're supposed to be, blacks and Latinos. That's how we're supposed to be, brothers. Terrifying, unwelcoming to other people, not loving to all people. Back up, get back. Loving those damn beasts, brother. We love some pit bulls. We love some terriers. We love some goddamn mastiffs. We love some terrifying. You'll see a sister that's about 5'2" walking two big Cane Corsos. The Corso's bigger than her. Sisters, I know why you love him. And you don't just say because of protection. You love those big beasts. Your God also loves those beasts to be around him too. And this is what they say all day. And they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 the most high power almighty, which was and is to come. They just are they can speak. Now remember, this is Hebrew. This ain't English like we're speaking, or Spanish or French. They're speaking Hebrew, right? In that Hebrew, lash or kodash, right? They're telling the Lord he's holy day and night, saying holy, holy, holy. Most high power almighty, which was and is to come. That is the spirit of the Lord. The Lord ain't create no goddamn aliens. He did create beasts that are more terrifying than aliens. You see, aliens are a science fiction creation by white men that makes you escape from reality so that you think, because when black people talk, these black men that I showed you earlier that were in Esau Special Forces, when they're talking about aliens, and this is for every brother and sister watching this class, y'all should go and look at this interview. Go look at it on your own time because it's longer than what we can cover in tonight's class. But go look at this interview in its entirety. They're going to go on to talk about what? They're going to hypothesize that the angels are going to try to fight with America. Notice they don't say angels are coming to fight the planet Earth. They don't say angels are coming to fight Russia or China. Whenever we hear about aliens, they always come back to fight America. Even spiritually, you know that the aliens are coming to do what the Bible said the angels of God are going to do. You see, aliens aren't real. The angels of God are. And just like you think the aliens are going to defeat America, that's true about the angels of God, the beast that the Lord created. They're coming back to wage war with this place for the crimes they've committed against God's chosen people. So yes, your thought process is correct. There is an existential threat that does not live here on earth that is coming back to wage war with this place. But it's not aliens. They aren't little green or orange or red men. If there were aliens in space, the white man would have already hooked them on crack and made their daughters whores, because he is the devil the Bible speaks of. He wasn't on the moon for aliens. He's not going into space exploration for aliens. He doesn't have ICBM missiles on the moon for aliens. He has them for these beasts that we just read in the book of Ezekiel, in the book of Revelation. Let me give you one more. In the Apocrypha, let me give you one more. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28. Let me give you one more before we finish the class. And this is a perfect scripture for this class. Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. That is speaking about the angels of God. They are spirits, beasts that are created to do the will of God, that lay on sore strokes. That earthquake, brother, there have been an earthquake every day for the last 3 weeks. I'm not making that up. There has been an earthquake in diverse places. Diverse means in random areas around the world. Venezuela, the coast off of China. There, when you look up how many earthquakes there have been in the last 21 days, there is up to, I believe, 40 or 50 in different countries, not the same place. Venezuela had some, Iran, Afghanistan, coast. These they've even warned California to prepare for an earthquake here soon, because they know that when they see these earthquakes happening, it is going to California, because California is on a major fault line. They know that they need to prepare the citizens, because it's a strong possibility it can happen any day. Puerto Rico, I think, or Cuba. I know Venezuela, these South American tribes, brother, they're getting hit with earthquakes. So is everybody else. Why? What's the cause of it? Angels of God. Angels of God are doing the will of the Father. They are going out. A wrath that is vengeful. He's coming. That's what the Lord created the angels of God for, to do his will. Khan out of one Khan. Go out and destroy this land. Go out and give an earthquake to this land. Go out and give cancer, COVID-19, spread COVID throughout the earth, make the earth shut down. The angels can only say what? Khan out of one Khan, sir. And then that angel goes out that has 4 faces on one head, and with his sword unsheathed, raises that sword amongst that land and waves it. Everybody dies until a prophet of God gets the people to change their behavior. That angel is going to keep waving that sword. That's why you better be thankful for the men under commanding General Yahanna, who's here to do the job of Ezekiel, that Ezekiel did, that Christ did, that the prophets of God did, that Daniel did, that John, that Bartholomew and Paul and Peter. We're here to continue that work, to warn the people against the establishment, against the oppressor. Don't follow Caesar. Don't follow Philip. Don't follow Donald Trump in America. Follow God, or else the angels that are coming with a vengeful desire to kill, a vengeful order. I'm sorry, not desire. They don't desire anything. They can only do what the Lord tells them to do. They're coming here with a vengeful order from the Most High God to wipe everybody out, to give your grandmother an illness like COVID that she will never come back from. If you don't want that to happen, you better stop believing in aliens like a drug addict. You better get real. You better start waking up to reality and understanding that angels of God are real. And they're coming back to lay on sore strokes. Cancer is a sore stroke. Earthquakes and hurricanes and fires that destroy and engulf families of people. That is done by the angels of God. Once you realize that, you'll be afraid like white people are afraid of aliens. You'll be afraid of those angels to prompt you to do what? To change your behavior. That's the whole reason you get destroyed. That's the reason we're getting punished, because we haven't changed our behavior. How do you change your behavior? You can come into these classes. Shalom. Shalom, mighty man. You come into these classes, You come into these classes, sis, and you learn how to change your life based on the laws that are written in the Bible. That will make the Lord change his heart. Now he won't come to destroy our neighborhoods. He won't destroy the barrio. He won't destroy Prospect. He won't destroy Harlem. He's going to destroy America. He's going to destroy Great Britain. He's going to destroy France, not Haiti. You see that? Whenever we change, the Lord also, he's going to make sure that the angels change their course. He won't come to give COVID to Black and Latino grandmothers. They're going to give COVID to white and French and Dutch grandmothers, the same nations that enslaved us. You see, the Lord doesn't want to hurt us. He hurts us because, like any good father, you have to be punished for your bad behavior. But what if you change that behavior? Those angels will also change their course. Just like with Job. I could have went into that. It's so many scriptures on angels in the Bible. Where do you get aliens from? Your oppressor. Where do you get drugs from? Your oppressor. Why do you get high? Because your oppressor oppresses you. The white man oppresses us. That's why you get so high to escape reality. So now you can sit up on a stupid ass podcast to believe in aliens. Now, these cats fought for Esau in his military, fought for America in his military. All of them PTSD. All of them destroyed. None of them have the truth, yet they have the time to sit up and talk about aliens while the brother Cyrus Carmack Belton's body is crying out to the Lord. You see how that works? That's why it's important you don't join with every other nation and love your oppressor, because who you give your love to dictates who you don't give your love to. As they love America, they're caught up in a Joe Rogan science fiction movie of aliens. Real brothers who love blacks and Latinos, like Commanding General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K, we don't believe in aliens and we don't love white people. We reserve our love for our people. And because of that, we live in reality. We don't live in aliens in science fiction movies like the purple faggots of the IUIC that believe in what movies say is true. Can you believe that? They believe in what a movie says is true, like the dark side of the moon. They're idiots. And they also love white people, which is why they can escape from reality with their nonsense over there. And here we live in reality. We see your poverty, brothers and sisters. We see your molestation and your pain and your hurt. It's our job to deal with that. You see, we can't deal with real problems if we're talking about aliens and believing in aliens. No, we do know about angels of God. And we know that we can pray a prayer to the Lord that can destroy our adversary so that we don't get molested anymore, so that we're not destroyed anymore, so that we're not poor anymore, our families don't suffer anymore. We could pray that prayer, but the Lord has to see us change. The Lord has to know you are changed. You're a new creature. You're a new creature, sis. You're a new creature, brother. That has to happen. That has to happen. Not escaping from your reality with Jay Dorlius. What is these brothers' names? Jay Dorlius. He's a Haitian, so it's hard for me to pronounce that last name. Jake Zwig, an ex-Navy SEAL. Jay Dorlius, ex-Green Beret. And Nick Irvin, the ex-Army Ranger. You see, they love America. Clearly. They fought for him in his military. And they are still stuck on Joe Rogan fallacies of aliens. Cloaks that make you disappear. This cat, Jake Wiggs, said there's a plane that can take you from America to the Middle East in 50 minutes. 5 minutes, 30 minutes, I think he said. You have to stop loving America. That's the problem. You believe in foolishness. Meanwhile, what I believe is true. And I can prove it using the Bible. I can prove it using your life. Aliens. I believe it if I saw it. All right. But there are no little green men that's going to attack America. There are nigger men that's coming back to defeat. This is a video I'm going to show everybody before we get out of here. There are black men that's coming back to destroy America. That's true. I'm going to show y'all. There's a video before we get out of here. Excuse me. NASA employee talks about angels. Well, he doesn't call them angels, but there's a video. Oh man, if I can find it. Come on now. How much time I got? I got a couple of seconds. Let me see real quick. Y'all bear with me real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a treat here in a second. This here is his brother. NASA whistleblower. That might be a better term. It may just be on YouTube. It got to be on YouTube. It has to be just on Facebook or something. There was let me tell y'all real quick. Y'all can go and find this, right? And also, you can also look up what a UAP is. There are naval whistleblowers, naval pilots that said when they were out on night ops, they would see these, the Bible calls them chariots of God, the wheel inside of a wheel. They would see these chariots, these wheels inside a wheel, circular flying object, an unidentified flying object that would move faster than their jets, that can traverse north, south, east. Remember, any flying craft that is manned, that needs a pilot to fly it, it cannot go north, south, east, west. It cannot just break. A jet can't even go backwards. It has to go forward. It would defy physics for a jet to just start reversing like a car, right? Why is that important? Because it proves that these objects that are that the white man calls unidentified, we call them in the UPK identified, because we know they're chariots of God that are being flown by the angels of God, here to destroy America, here to destroy evildoers. Those unidentified objects that the white men are so terrified of, they don't house aliens, they have angels. And they defy physics, they defy gravity. The cat said you can look these interviews up on. One of the pilots from the Navy said that he saw one of those unidentified man crafts going from the air to the water, back to the air, flying faster than the speed of sound. He said not only does that defy physics, why? Because a craft that's, once again, if it has a human in it, that is too much G-force on the body. You would die. But this spacecraft is defying all physics. Why? Because it is celestial. That's why. It's not terrestrial. It's not man-made. It's made by the hands of the Most High God. Do you understand? Now, if I can get this video, this is another NASA whistleblower. I'll make sure y'all in class next week because I can't find it on YouTube. I got to look at it on Facebook. There's a NASA whistleblower, brothers and sisters. He was a white man. He's sitting on the couch. He said that there was a spacecraft that opened up, and the men that came out of the spacecraft were all black. He said they were black men that had a look that they have never been conquered before. Those were the angels of God. Do you understand? Like sometimes the white man will tell the truth because of fear, because he's so afraid. Because remember, even the fact that he said they have had a look that they have never been conquered. Why is that important to white men? Because white men are hunters. They're killers. So for someone to see an apex predator, for someone to see somebody that can destroy you, it puts fear in his eyes. It puts fear in the heart of the white man. So he's afraid, like, what is this? And remember, he works for NASA. So he's like, I got to find this video. I'm going to find these videos and I'm going to show them to y'all. But these are real men that actually gave these accounts in front of a United States congressional hearing. In front of Congress, they said, listen, there are angels in space. Now, they don't call them angels. They call them UAPs, right? But those UAPs are angels. And they're documented in the Bible. And it's what we've been breaking down in the UPK since 1969 under Commander General Yahanna. Everyone understand, like these are real interviews, real things, real accounts that exist. And what's so important for you to understand that is this. That's what you better be afraid of. Not aliens. You better be afraid of the Most High God. Everyone understand? All right, with that, let me see. If anyone has any last questions, any other questions? If not, that's not what I need. Let me go back. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Because my phone is acting up, I can't get those on there. Let me see. No, I don't even have them. Not on this one. All right. No sweat, no sweat. All right. Nobody has any questions. Nobody has any comments, anything. With that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. The brother said, okay, the young man said, I remember that. And the interviewer tried to play it off. Yeah, he tried to play it off because he's afraid. He don't want it to be real. He saw that thing open up with black men coming out that have never been conquered, had a look that never been conquered before. Brother, the white man is terrified of the angels of God. That's why he puts ICBM missiles on the moon. The other young man said, first thing on Esau's mind is conquering. Absolutely. Because he's a hunter. That's why he's a hunter. He kills for a living. He does nothing better than kill and lie. All right. With that, shalom to the brothers and sisters. I want to thank the water to brothers and sisters for checking in, coming into class, asking you questions, participating. We'll be back with you next Wednesday for another Wednesday night law class. Make sure you're paying your tithes. We have the Midwest Fire Weekend, as you see in the back of me, the flyer and behind me. We have the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up at the end of this month, the last weekend in the month of July. All right, make sure you are there. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be in Chicago. All right, in Chicago with the Midwest Monster Mayhem himself, Captain Marquardt, of course, Commander Yahanna, all the heavy hitters will be there, all the generals. Make sure you are there. All right, it's going to be an amazing time. With that, shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yashakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahweh to all the sisters. Shalom.